His relationship with his mother and his portrait of her in blue was the expression of an experience that every male in our maternal society could understand. We have watched our mothers toil and know their blues. There is a sadness in our women because they know that without their man, they cannot create the ideal man in their sons, because their men never wear, and so their sons never will be precisely because their fathers never wear. Although his mother in blue, she is still queen, if you know what I mean.
His mother, she received a lot of attention because they'd always lived here together. And she had helped him in his schooling when he decided to go back to London to do art. So everything, revolved around mother.
I know he did a painting of his mom with her hats, and I really remember her from my aunt. That would be like in the private time, because I remember I was in school, and I had met him, and then I went with my aunt, and my aunt lived like 2 doors away, and your teacher's there. In those days, teachers weren't people. You didn't meet them in your everyday life. They were like Mr. So-and-so and Mrs. So-and-so. And there was my teacher. And not only did he know my aunt, but my aunt knew his mother, and he had a mother. Yeah, he was normal. So that was the first big surprise. And I think after that, then I became friends with him.
And she was a wonderful person. Again, full of life, great sense of humor, which she passed on to Charles.
Seemingly impressed upon him the importance of education in those early years, and even as he grew and into an adult. But on the whole, she was very nice. I had to, live with mother-in-law. But like everything else, it was a challenge. Yes, as you could see by her paintings, he adored mother. Yes, and then that's a relationship.
There was something else about those huge hands that would captivate the attention. It was the way they moved over a piano keyboard.
When he graduated from Berkeley, his desire was to be a pianist and major in music. And he entered the Guildhall School of Music and Dramatic Art there in London, but that was hindered because of the war, and he had to return to Bermuda. But his knowledge of music, although he hadn't majored to that extent, his love for music, he was able to go to the base, to Kinley Field, when they built their facilities there, played at the base chapel, and played at the different hotels that were available at that time.
Well, Charles played the piano and the organ. He was the organist at Bethel AME for many years. I believe his mother taught him to play the organ.
When he played the piano, he appreciated the fact that his hands were so big, and while other pianists were struggling to get from their hand from one note to the next, he just took delight in showing off the fact that his hands could easily stretch from one note to the next.
When the war had stopped, he felt he had more knowledge of going into the art, although he didn't actually drop the music. I mean, he had learned so much from his mother that he could still play at the Bartholomew Church at times. And as I say, when the war stopped, he decided that he would rather go forward more in the field of art. And But he loved music. He would play this piano, and his hands, big hands, but you could just you glide over those keys. It was really lovely.